This is a very simple setup for stone setting, and it's perfect for beginners or anyone who doesn't want to spend a fortune or have much space for lots of tools. Now, I work mostly with claw or bezel settings, so if you want to work with more advanced stone setting styles, then you'll likely need more equipment. But this is what I use personally in my craft. As usual, I have my gooseneck light so I can see what I'm doing, and I also use my trusty Dremel 3000, my 3M respirator, and my glasses as well, because you don't want anything to flick up and get in your eye. Now let's look at some of the equipment that I use. This is a Stanley bench vise, and it's great for holding my rings in place while I set stones because it just clamps onto my desk real easy. It has soft jaws so it won't mark the metal, and it swivels so you can work on the setting from all different angles. I use this instead of a ball vise, and some people might opt for a ball vise, but I find that they can be really expensive, and the cheaper ones that I've seen online, they've had some pretty terrible reviews, so I'm happy with this vise for now. I use two types of pliers, and the first are round nose pliers, and I use them to open metal, and the second is chain nose pliers, and I use these to close claw settings. When it comes to rotary tool attachments, I use this steel wire brush sometimes to remove any rogue bits of metal or casting residue left on the raw castings, and then I'll either use a cone setting burr or a ball burr depending on the design. I have all of these in different sizes, and you can get some really great quality burrs from Amazon. I use two types of prong pushers. One has a flat square top, and I use this to push the metal or claws back over the stone. And I also use a prong pusher with a groove to do the same. In my experience, the one with the groove can be more forgiving when working with claws, as the square can sometimes flatten the claw too much if you're a bit too heavy-handed. This is a classic steel burnisher. I also have a thin version of this, and I use it at the end of my bezel settings, and sometimes I'll use it for my claws as well. If you don't close your prongs properly, they can snag on material, and so that's where this burnisher comes in handy. It just makes sure that your prongs are nice and tight and they can't grab anything. I have my trusty soft nylon hammer and my metal ball peen hammer as well. You can use something from the hardware store, just like a regular hammer, but it is worth upgrading if you can afford it. This ring clamp wedge can be used for polishing or setting stones. I don't use it a whole lot, but it is an option. This cheeky rotary tool is battery operated, it's super lightweight, and it's really great for tidying up settings. I highly recommend grabbing one of these, and I think you can get them pretty cheap on Amazon or eBay. And you'll want to grab some sanding discs as well. The ones I have are 240 grit. This is a Dremel engraver. This is not a rotary tool, so don't confuse the two Dremels. I'll just show you them side by side so that you can visualize the difference. Anyway, this engraver actually works as a pretty decent hammer piece, and I use this for my bezel settings. The attachment isn't something you can buy in store, it's custom made. However, you can learn how to make your own attachments. And if you don't want to do that, you can just continue to use your pushers and your burnishes, and you can definitely still set without the engraver. This tool is pretty loud as well, so keep that in mind if you are thinking about buying one. Last but not least, thermoplastic. Now these beads turn into goo when you heat them with boiling water, and you can use them to mold around your jewelry designs to keep the metal from bending out of shape while you work on the setting. And that is my setup for stone setting. Now, stone setting is a very complex and intricate process, and you will need to explore different techniques to find what works best for you. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe for more lost wax casting jewelry making content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.